Have you ever tried everything to get rid of anxiety? You meditate, you do deep breathing exercises, you try to relax, but it just keeps coming back. It's frustrating, right? It makes you feel like maybe those techniques just don't work, or worse, that something is wrong with you. But what if I told you that anxiety returns not because you're failing, but because you've been fighting the wrong battle? Anxiety isn't a mistake in your system. It's not a glitch or a sign that you're broken. It's a signal. Think of it like a smoke detector. When it goes off, you don't just try to silence the alarm. You look for the source of the smoke until you understand what the signal is trying to tell you. It will keep getting louder. We're often taught to treat anxiety as something that must be silenced, pushed down, or ignored. But it doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Anxiety shows up when your attention has drifted away from the present moment. Your mind is trying to protect you from things that haven't happened yet, these imagined futures. Or it's trying to make sense of unresolved issues from your past. So, anxiety isn't telling you that something is fundamentally wrong with you. It's telling you that something inside of you wants and needs to be heard. The real problem is how most of us react to it. We resist, we try to suppress it, we overanalyze it, we try to escape it through distractions. But here's the thing, what you resist, you reinforce. Fighting against anxiety only strengthens its grip and makes the signal even stronger. So, where does relief actually come from? It's not from gaining more control over your anxiety. It's from changing your relationship with it. This is the first major shift you need to make. Instead of asking, how do I stop this awful feeling? Try asking a more powerful question. What is this sensation trying to point me toward? Often, anxiety is a sign that your attention is scattered everywhere but the here and now. Your body is tense, and your mind is completely overloaded with expectations, to-do lists, and a whole lot of self-judgment. The very first step isn't about some deep psychological insight or figuring out your entire past. It's much simpler. It's about grounding yourself. This means bringing your attention back to the basics. Your breathing, the sensations in your body, the sights and sounds of your immediate surroundings. Notice the feeling of your feet on the floor or the rhythm of your own breath. The goal here isn't to escape the anxiety. It's to stop feeding it with more mental noise, more worry, more resistance. By grounding yourself in the present, you create a stable foundation. You're not fighting the feeling anymore. You're just observing it without getting swept away. This is the key insight to start with. Anxiety is not a sign that you are broken. It is a signal, an invitation calling you back. It's inviting you back into awareness, back into the present moment, and back into alignment with yourself. When you start listening to the signal instead of just trying to shut it off, you open the door to real, lasting change. Have you ever tried to think your way out of anxiety? It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The more you analyze, the more you spiral. But what if I told you that you can't think your way out, but you can feel your way back into balance? That's what we're re-exploring today. Why the body is the ultimate gateway to inner stability. So, why does the body come first? Here's a crucial truth. Anxiety doesn't live in your logical brain. It lives in your nervous system. It's a primal, physical response. That's why trying to reason with a panic attack is often useless. Your body is in fight or flight mode, and logic has left the building. To calm the storm, the body must be involved. When you deliberately shift your attention from the racing thoughts to your physical sensations, something incredible happens. Your breathing naturally starts to slow down. The tightness in your shoulders and jaw begins to soften. This isn't just your imagination. It's pure physiology. You're sending a direct message to your nervous system that you are safe. This simple shift from mind to body is the first step in reclaiming your calm. Now, this leads us to a powerful practice, using attention instead of control. So often, when we feel anxious, our first instinct is to try and force ourselves to relax. Just calm down. We tell ourselves, but this creates more tension. Control is a form of fighting, and you can't fight yourself into a state of peace. The practice begins with something much simpler, just noticing, without judgment, without trying to change anything. Notice the weight of your body in your chair. Feel the points of contact between your feet and the floor. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Pay attention to the natural rhythm of your breath as it moves in and out. You don't need to control these sensations. You only need to allow them to be what they are. The moment you stop forcing relaxation and start observing with gentle curiosity, your body begins to regulate itself. It knows how to find balance if you just get out of its way. This is the profound difference between control and presence. Control creates tension. Presence creates safety. When your body feels safe, your mind will follow. As your attention settles and you become more grounded in your physical sensations, you might notice it naturally moves inward, often toward the center of your chest. I'm not talking about some mystical concept, but a powerful psychological anchor. This area is where we often feel our emotions most clearly. The warmth of joy, the ache of sadness, the tightness of fear. It's where we process meaning and connection. When you allow your attention to rest gently in this space, you might find that the sharp edges of anxiety begin to soften. Why? Because your mind is no longer racing 5 steps ahead into a catastrophic future. It has come home to the present moment, anchored in the body. You are no longer split into mind over here, body over there. You are integrated, whole. And in this space of grounded presence, a deeper realization can emerge. Anxiety isn't a wall blocking you from happiness. It's actually a compass pointing you toward it. It's a signal. It's telling you that something is misaligned your thoughts, your actions, your needs. It's not a sign that peace is absent, but a call to come back home to yourself. So the key insight to take away from all of this is that true stability does uncome from fighting your thoughts or trying to wrestle your anxiety into submission. It comes from grounding your attention in the simple, honest reality of your body, and allowing your nervous system to do what it is designed to do. Recalibrate and find its way back to safety. It's a practice of surrender, not of struggle. Thank you so much for joining me in this exploration. Have you ever tried to think your way out of anxiety? You know, telling yourself just be positive or stop worrying. If you're like most people, you've probably found it doesn't work. And there's a good reason for that. You don't overcome anxiety with positive thinking. You overcome it by releasing the unrealistic demands you place on yourself. Let's talk about the hidden source of so much of our anxiety. Deep down, many of us operate on a set of rigid, unspoken rules. Rules like, everything must go perfectly, or if something goes wrong, it's my fault, and it means I've failed. Maybe you believe, my value as a person depends on how well I perform. Or, I have to be in control of everything to feel safe. Do any of those sound familiar? These aren't just thoughts. They're core beliefs that create constant, simmering internal pressure. And what does pressure produce? Anxiety. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. Sooner or later, the pressure becomes too much. The real path to relief doesn't start with fighting the anxiety, but with questioning these beliefs. Not just thinking about them, but truly feeling and experiencing a different way of being. As your nervous system starts to calm down, your mind naturally becomes more open and flexible. This is the perfect time to introduce healthier, more realistic inner agreements. Imagine replacing the old, harsh rules with these new ones. First, perfection is impossible, and that's okay. It's normal. Second, mistakes are just part of the learning process. They are not proof that I am a failure. Third, I don't need to control every little thing to be safe and secure. And finally, a really powerful one. My worth as a human being does not depend on my performance or on getting other people as approval. Now, it's crucial to understand these are unjust empty affirmations you re-suppose to repeat to convince yourself. Think of them as gentle reminders. They're anchors meant to stabilize you when the old, anxious thought patterns try to pull you back under. They're permissions to be human. One of the biggest breakthroughs in releasing anxiety comes from letting go of the need for excessive control. We think control keeps us safe, but it's really an illusion. It's like gripping the steering wheel so tightly your knuckles turn white, thinking that's what's keeping the car on the road. But what really creates stability is trust. Trust in your ability to handle what comes your way. When you can shift your focus from trying to manage every single outcome to simply managing your own responses and actions in the present moment, something incredible happens. Anxiety starts to lose its power over you. Why? Because anxiety is fueled by fear of the future and regret about the past. It simply cannot survive in a state of genuine trust and presence. As you practice this, your attention will naturally start to return to the present moment. Your body will begin to relax. Those rigid, demanding beliefs will soften, and a quiet, profound realization will begin to emerge. Happiness isn't something you have to chase or achieve. It's not hiding in a perfect future where all your problems are solved. Happiness is the natural state that appears when you release all the unnecessary mental noise and pressure. You'll find that anxiety fades away, not because you fought it and defeated it in some epic battle, but because it was simply no longer needed. It was a signal, a smoke alarm. And once you addressed the fire, the underlying beliefs, the alarm could finally turn off. Here's the most important insight I want you to take away from all of this. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the quiet, steady awareness in which all of those thoughts and emotions arise and pass. And when that awareness becomes your home base, when it becomes stable and strong, anxiety naturally dissolves. It has nowhere left to stand. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on finding inner peace and stability. Let's begin this guided practice to help ease anxiety. First, find a position you can hold comfortably. Sitting is ideal, but lying down is perfectly fine too. If you're sitting, let your feet rest flat on the floor and keep your spine long but not rigid. If you're lying down, just let your arms relax by your sides. Silence your phone if you can, and using headphones might help you focus. Remember, we're not trying to force relaxation. The goal here is to send a new message to your nervous system. I am safe enough right now. Anxiety often decreases when our body receives consistent signals of safety. Now, gently close your eyes. Take one slow inhale through your nose and a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Let's do that again. A slow breath in and a long breath out. Now, just let your breathing become natural and easy. Don't try to control it or make it perfect. Your only job is to watch the breath. If it's shallow, let it be shallow. If it deepens, let it deepen. Anxiety is often powered by a racing mind and a tense body. By resting your attention on your breathing, your mind stops feeding that loop of fear with more what-if scenarios. Next, I want you to silently say to yourself, mind, you can wander if you want. I'm not chasing you. If thoughts appear, just let them be. Don't argue with them, don't analyze them, and don't try to correct them. The moment you notice you're lost in thought, simply label it as thinking and gently return your attention to your breath. Trying to stop thoughts only makes them stronger. Instead, we're training non-resistance, which is one of the fastest ways to weaken anxiety. Now, bring your attention to one of your hands, left or right. It doesn't matter. Without rushing, slowly lift that hand just a few inches. Notice its weight. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Notice any subtle tension in your fingers, or perhaps a tingling sensation. You might feel nothing at all, and that's perfectly fine. Now, gently place that hand on your chest, perhaps over your heart. Just hold it there for a moment. Keep breathing. Now, slowly lower your hand back down to its resting position. Remember, you're not looking for a special feeling. You're simply practicing pure noticing. Anxiety often pulls our attention into the future, but physical sensations pull our attention right back into the present moment. The present is where your nervous system can finally downshift and find calm. Let's begin a slow scan of the body, moving our attention like a gentle flashlight. Start at the very top of your head. Bring your awareness to your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, and your jaw. If you notice any tightness, don't fight it. Just imagine softening around it by about 5%. Even a small release sends a signal of safety to your body. Now move your attention down to your neck and your shoulders. Let them drop. Move down into your arms and your hands. Bring your awareness to your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Notice your belly gently rising and falling with each breath. Now, move your attention further down to your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and finally, your feet. Feel the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you, the chair, the floor, or the bed. This practice of body scanning interrupts the anxious habit of constant internal danger monitoring and transforms it into calm, neutral observation. Now, bring your attention back to the center of your chest and gently ask yourself, what is here right now? Not what's wrong with me, or how do I fix this? Just simply, what is here? If you notice the feeling of anxiety is present, you can say to yourself, anxiety is a signal, not a threat. And then add, I can feel this and still be safe. The goal isn't to demand that the anxiety disappears. The goal is to change your interpretation of it. We don't suffer from anxiety itself. We suffer from believing it means we are in danger. When that meaning changes, the intensity can begin to drop. Now, imagine that inside your chest there is a small, quiet space. It could be a room, a box, or just a warm, glowing light. This represents your inner source of stability and joy. Now imagine it opening slowly, naturally. Say to yourself, I'm ready to see what supports me. And then just wait. An image might come to you, or a memory, a word, a sensation, or maybe nothing at all. Whatever appears or doesn't, accept it without judgment. This isn't a hunt, it's an act of listening. Even if nothing appears, you are still training your brain to find this pathway to inner calm. You're shifting from problem-solving mode into a state of integration. Now, we'll repeat a few statements slowly. After each one, take a full breath and just let it land. I would like life to go perfectly, but I accept that perfection is impossible. If something goes wrong, it doesn't mean I am wrong. My value does not depend on outcomes, mistakes, or other people's approval. Mistakes are feedback. They help me grow. I cannot control everything, but I can control my actions and my attitude. Avoiding discomfort makes anxiety stronger. I choose small, brave steps. Anxiety cannot change my future. My actions can. I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness noticing them. Speak these to yourself like calm decisions, not desperate wishes. Repetition in a regulated state is what weakens the hidden drivers of anxiety, like perfectionism and the fear of making mistakes. Now, just stop repeating. Let everything go. Just breathe. Allow your body and mind to absorb this new state of calm. If thoughts come, just label them as thinking and return to your breath. Let's stay here for just a few more slow breaths. It's time to return. Bring your attention back to your hands and your feet. Feel the space of the room around you. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can stretch your jaw or roll your shoulders. Take one final, slow inhale and a long, gentle exhale. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. As a final step, allow a small, gentle smile to form on your lips. Not to force positivity, but to teach your brain this simple truth. This moment is safe. Remember to be kind to yourself. Follow for more guided sessions. If you're still here watching my videos, I want to say something simple. Thank you. In a world of endless noise and distractions, the fact that you choose to spend your time here means more than you can imagine. It means you're one of those rare people who wants to go deeper, question reality, and look inside yourself, not just outside. I'm honestly happy that there are people who share these interests, these questions, this search for meaning. So if you feel this space resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who might need it. Your support helps this content reach more people who are also quietly searching. Thank you for being here, really.